And so Elizabeth Ruby, who grew up to marry her second cousin, Alfred Dietz Strickler, you know, told my mother's these 4 facts. That on Sunday afternoon, June 28, 1863, when 6,000 Confederate soldiers at 10 o'clock Sunday morning invaded York from the west, and York then basically had a population of 8,000, and the head general was Jubal Anderson Early. He stayed in York, but he sent George Gordon down to take charge of the bridge because they wanted to get to Lancaster, and they also had a group going up through Carlisle they had hoped would cross at Harrisburg, and then those 2 groups would join and get down to Philadelphia. That was the Confederates' hope. The group that left York about 11 o'clock in the morning after they entered at 10 came down here. And my great-grandmother Strickler, who was born in 45, so in 63, she would have been about 18 years old. And she always said how a cavalry officer, that is a horseback riding gentleman, rode up to this farm. And he approached her and said, "Now, miss, might you have a bit of knife that I can repair the leather work on my saddle?" And she willingly agreed. And so, this Sunday afternoon, he gave, and then he looked and he said, "Now, miss, where are your horses?" "Oh, we turned those over to the Yankee Army long ago. They were all up in the woods back in Chimney Rock." And then this cavalry officer said, "Well, these are the most magnificently kept fields that I've seen. How did you do all this without horses?" You know. And you know, it's so interesting. This Jubal Anderson Early, who stayed in York long years after the Civil War, would give lectures, tell about his experiences. And one of them, he says, "You know, when we invaded that area from Chambersburg to the river, the most magnificent farmland I ever saw, and clean. But those women, I never heard such barnyard talk come out of a woman's mouth in my life." Well, it's the old Yorker word, you know. Anyway,